Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with a summary of Inside Star Citizen Stick the Landing. We had a look at various little pieces of development here. The building block system, which they're using to build out UIs. They've used that to build out the general basis of a very basic sort of outline of a drag and drop inventory system. The idea here is to have a real-time semi-physicalized inventory that makes use of all the space on your character based on what you have equipped and shows what's appropriate. You can put things in pockets, you can put things in different pieces of armor. It's very, very basic layout stuff right now, but eventually will lead to physicalized inventory. VFX work has continued on the SDF sign distance field tech and atmospheric entries, making your fiery entry when you're going from space to planet sort of like change based on the angle of your entry, your speed, what ship hull you've got, and it can be seen from a long way away, so people from the ground can even see you sort of burning up as you're coming in from the atmosphere. It's very cool looking. Also something pretty cool here, or hot, they're building voxel-based fires that can spread and smoke spawn separately from them as well, based on the amount of fire that's there. It's in testing at the moment, but fire and the need to suppress that in the future sound like an awesome concept to me, especially on ships. I know a lot of them are probably going to have sprinkler systems and ways of dealing with it. You can open the airlocks or whatever, but I like the idea of fire spreading and the panic that ensues of having your ship engulfed in fire. I just think that's pretty cool. The central building in Microtech's shopping district, the factory line, is opening soon, in 3.10 in fact, and it's Microtech's flagship store basically. Eventually they want custom Mobi-Glass on sale here, a jobs board, mission givers all housed here, and they've been working on a sim pod, a hologram contraption, and high-tech hacking tool, I believe all for release in 3.10. That's going to be on sale there, but we'll have to wait and see. Cargo decks and facilities are coming along as well, and they're moving into reality. Eventually you'll be able to use these for a huge range of trade and cargo management needs, purchasing, selling, loading and unloading cargo, getting cargo-based missions, performing trades, even trade security missions will have a home here. So that could be anything from escorting to recovery, but it's going to be like your one-stop shop for cargo management and a big warehouse. You'll be able to rent cargo space there, stuff like that. Ocean shader improvements are being made for 3.10, so wind now affects the waves and the ripples that appear from them. If it's stormy, you're going to see that reflected in the water. You're going to see very choppy waters. No updates on swimming or anything like that though, unfortunately. There are some big restricted area changes that are coming in the very near future in 3.10. So at the moment, restricted areas are basically areas around the cities, and they basically get in the way of you flying there. They're quite intrusive, and they don't want these like giant force fields there, or for players to not explore or not see what's cool, not go down near the cities. But they do need restricted areas to some extent, because they want to prevent players from going wherever they want. They don't want players to blockade the spawn areas with ships, so that you spawn in your sort of like hab, you can't leave the door, stuff like that. They don't want player ships all over civilian ground spaces and shopping areas, things like that. So it sort of makes sense, but they want something that makes sense in lore as well. So 3.10.0 will have landing splines for areas that have a spaceport. So this is going to be ArcCorp's Area 18 and Hurston's Lorville to start with. Microtech's spaceport is far enough away from their city to be less of an issue, I think is the idea here. The area around those two spaceports will be covered in a restricted area all the time. But when you request a landing, you will see a flight tunnel on your HUD that will allow you to fly to that landing pad and land. And that way, you don't get in the way of other players when they're trying to land, when they're trying to take off. That helps massively with accessibility potentially, because then you can have players coming and going much more easily. They don't get in each other's ways, and you have to be a bit more blatant about trying to break the law in that situation there, or try and get into someone's way. It should also make landing and exactly where your landing pad or hangar is significantly easier to find, because it's very blatantly obvious. A corridor literally on your HUD, very bright, appears. They're further adding to this with prompts that tell you when you're near an air traffic control center so that you can request a landing. If you get too close to the restricted area, again, they'll go, you shouldn't be here. But they're going to be building further usability improvements in the future as well. Remember as well that thruster efficiency curves and various other flight improvements are also coming with 3.10. this should see a significant change in the way that ships act, behave, fly, land in atmospheres. So very much looking forward to that. Really interested to know what your thoughts are on those restricted area changes. Now, I want to see if anything else has changed with the restricted areas and how they're going to allow me to get closer to cities as well. Because at the moment, that just looks like a landing change. It's like landing improvements and sort of guiding you in with the ATCs. I want to get really close to the cities. And that sort of stuff, but maybe just within certain areas and certain corridors. Fire, I really like the idea of fire, but I'm interested to know what you think. How do you think it's going to be used? Do you think there's going to be too good a suppression system on sort of ships, so it's not going to be that relevant, or do you think it might be an actual sort of gameplay mechanic that you have to be putting out these fires and managing them potentially on some ships? Do you think we'll see 3.10 by the end of June in its live state, or do you think it's going to be a bit delayed? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For June, it's for an Aspira Tavaran Prowler dropship and Star Citizen game package, kindly supplied by Cloud Imperium. Just comment on any of my videos made during June to be in for a chance of winning that. Oh, what's that? What am I shilling for? This month, you ask? Well, the same thing I shill for every month. If you need a VPN, then check out NordVPN. It's a cheap, fast, and has a load of benefits over free VPN services. Consider it for security, privacy, protection, content accessibility, and even to help with bandwidth limits. You also get a shipload of money off via the links below. I am BoredGamer. I was going to go with BoredVPN, but that didn't sound right. BoredGamer sounds perfect for my shillingness. Also, if you're looking for a gaming PC or a gaming PC upgrade, instead consider Shadow. It's a subscription-based service that starts around $11 or £12 or some euros, and that streams a Windows 10 system to your device, be it another PC, laptop, phone, or TV, using the powers of the internet, and there's a wide range of hardware to meet your needs. It means you don't have to maintain your own rig, so if you dream of 4K gaming and you don't want to break the bank, it's an option. All their services are very suitable for Star Citizen, but there may be a waiting list based on what country and state you are in.